Venus Project proposes is a society where everyone will live better than the wealthiest people today. Everyone.
Hello, my name is Melissa Latronica Welch. I'm the Indiana State Coordinator of the Zeitgeist Movement. I was sitting in front of my TV like anyone else. I had the idea that the United States was the best country in the world, you know, the programming that's instilled into so many people today by propaganda. And I'm not above it. I understand why people want to believe in such dreamy things as democracy, but we just don't have it. Everything we have today is controlled by corporations, and it's sad. It's sad, and people don't care because they're too comfortable with their lives. And once I realized that I was a corporate slave, I was eventually like, okay, I need to chill out and collaborate with the people who do care about real change. So I was inspired to join the Zeitgeist Movement when I seen a link that someone had posted on a forum to the Venus Project. I was lucky enough to visit Jacques and Roxanne in Florida when I went to see my uncle, and I had the most inspirational conversation in my entire life.
For anyone who's interested in an optimistic future, it's like Disneyland. You can often meet people and they don't turn out to be everything you're cracked up to be, or the passion really isn't there. You kind of embossed it from a distance, you know. I mean, watching Jacques on television, you could get a larger-than-life idea of, we all know how you could get a larger-than-life idea of somebody. And then you meet them and, you know, they're not really everything you hoped. Well, they're the real McCoy, let me tell you. I mean, they are the real thing. Jacques provides the dream, and to meet him is to it really gives you a lot of faith. He's kind of a 21st century Moses, you know, lead his people. He's a citizen of the human race. He's not American, and he's not an Englishman. He's not a Frenchman. He's a human being. I can barely keep up with this guy. You know, I'm like, Jack, slow down. We'd go back to his house, and we'd go through sketches and drawings, and he'd talk about his ideas. You know, nothing he does, no matter how fanciful it looks, is not frivolous. He has a plan for everything. There's a reason for everything. All you got to do is, wind him up and let him go. He will just pour ideas out at a rate that is unbelievable. He knows how everything works. He will draw you sketches. He will make you models. Think about it. A 90-year-old man, and he can't stop thinking about the world of tomorrow. It's all about the world of tomorrow. And it wouldn't matter whether he had 1 minute more to live or he had they had 300 more years to live. The fire for that it just is as bright as it can possibly be. And that is what's so inspiring.
Once I became the state coordinator for Indiana, I started this get-together called Venus Fridays, and we had an average of about 4 or 5 people show up at Starbucks to chat about a resource-based economy and ways we can better get the word out about the Venus Project. And we even engaged in a conversation with a customer who ended up criticizing the Venus Project as communism, which bothers the heck out of me.
Let me briefly say this. It is not a restricted society. It is not a 1984. It is not a brave new world. It is not affiliated with any political party. It is neither communist, fascist, nor socialist, nor democratic. But it is something brand new. We wish to get away from politics. We wish to get away from the old world method of solving problems.
When you present something as brand spanking new as an idea of a resource-based economy, you know, a possible solution to something that everyone seems to be complaining about nowadays, like equality and change, you're somehow communist. I don't know if it's the word equality or what, but I don't think some people are getting our drift here. I tried to persuade him, and he just wouldn't buy it, and so I had to be like, que sera. But I really got to some of my family members. I was able to bring my sister down to Z-Day in Indianapolis, and at the end of the day, she said, wow, you know, Melissa, I didn't realize how many people were in on this. I just thought you were some crazy woman talking about machines out of the blue. And I'd love for my friends to join me in this adventure, so to speak, because it really is. Changing the world should be an adventure and something that we as a human race should all be enjoying doing. and keep it a positive thing, because, you know, and actually use our brain. We'll be like, we need to fix this and revise this and figure this out, but it shouldn't be a reason to not to try. I don't see where the criticism of the Venus Project comes from in that aspect. I know it might seem grandiose and fanciful to some people, but we've achieved so many great things throughout history, and I just think anything's possible. I don't think you can criticize something that hasn't been done yet. And anyway, I'm in on this. Thousands of other people are in on this idea, and the numbers are growing. Maybe this won't happen in my lifetime, but maybe it will in my daughter's, and that means the world to me. Just knowing that I can play a part in shaping their future and having this big of an impact, hopefully.
To help illuminate the world of tomorrow is, for me, and I don't know why, it's the biggest thrill there is. And when you're doing it for something that you believe in, like Jacques and Roxanne's ideas, it's just kick-ass. You know, there's nothing like it, and it's also because I know the effect that it has on people from my years and years working on Star Trek. That you can change people's lives. I know it sounds silly, but it's really true. They could see something like Jacques and his cities as, you know, self-erecting buildings and stuff, and say, I want to be an engineer, or I want to be a scientist, or it's cool to be smart, you know. To be a part of that, I know that is what is going to make or break tomorrow. I met astronauts and scientists and Stephen Hawking, the guys who drove the rovers around Mars, all came to visit Star Trek and said in no uncertain terms that it was Star Trek that made them want to be a scientist, or an explorer, or an astronaut, or even Stephen Hawking, you know, wanted to sit in a captain's chair. For me, I realized that at times I felt like we were doing something frivolous, doing science fiction, but I saw that it had a profound impact on people.